Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Today, we're discussing a decidedly old-school Breitling design. This is very much of the Schneider family era. The Breitling Avenger Seawolf, an oversized dive watch in stainless steel that is 45.4 millimeters in diameter, 18.7 millimeters thick, and from lug tip to lug tip, 54.6 millimeters across the wrist with a 22 millimeter spacing between the lugs. What we have here is a professional 2 style bracelet, and you can see that on my wrist this watch is huge. I would recommend a wrist no smaller than mine. We'll zoom out a little bit. It's not quite as overwhelming as it looks when you zoom in, but again, I think that's about as small a wrist as you would ever pair with a watch this big. It is quite broad, very thick, and extremely heavy, which means you want a 16 centimeter circumference wrist like mine at least to wear this watch well, and no, it's not going to fit underneath the cuff. Taking a look at the bracelet, you can see it's all of a satin finish. The Pro 1 features horizontal links. The Pro 2 features this slash cut design, but with symmetrical sizing. And then Pro 3 has different sized links down the center and along the shoulders. Removable links are fixed in place by screws. And we've got a single fold deployant clasp. It locks with a clamshell right there. You can also see that the watch includes little divots drilled inside the clasp, 4 of them, so you can use your strap tool to change the anchoring point of the bracelet and the clasp for fine-tuning the fit. And there are more removable links on the other side. So you have quite a few options for sizing the watch. There's a little bit of a inflection or a concave profile to the lugs, which might be the most subtle and nuanced element of this watch's styling. You can see how there's a little bit of a dished inward profile to the lugs, and it's beautiful and unexpected. It's a little bit like Grubel 4C lug profiles, but it sneaks up on you on this case that is so obviously designed for shock and awe, visually speaking. The lug hoods are satin finished, and you can see the case flanks are polished. Helium escape valve for you saturation divers, that's there to let helium out of the watch should it get into the watch during a dive. We have 3 rows of knurling on a screw-down crown that helps the watch achieve 3,000 meter water resistance. It is an ISO 6425 dive watch. The bezel is held on by screws. It is a captive bezel. This is a very secure, overbuilt system that you'll also see on Zinn watches, for example, so you can't accidentally snap the bezel off by accident. It features the rider tabs that first appeared in the modern era on the chronomats, then worked their way across to watches like this diver. It makes the bezel easier to grip, including right now, when your hands might be wet, sweaty, or gloved, and it is difficult to manipulate the features of a watch with a gloved hand, but that is how you manipulate the bezel. You can see it's radially satinated across its top, then polished on its outer face, and each of the little riders makes it easier to grip the bezel. It is a 120 click bezel, and the detent is quite positive, sharp, and refined. Let's do a loom shot. As you can see, the watch is quite well loomed with a very large bezel pearl and a luminescent seconds hand. The dial is matte black with printed numerals and 1 applique index, which is balanced by an applique polished frame for the date. The matte of the dial helps to resist glare, and though you cannot see it underneath the case back, there is a Breitling caliber 17, which is an ETA 28242 in COSC certified chronometer specification. So it is a bidirectional winding movement with a 38-hour power reserve. It has hacking seconds and a quick set date, pivots on 25 joules, beats 8 times per second, and again, 5 position adjusted, a COSC certified Swiss chronometer, has just about everything you would want, including durability, and it is a very solid tractor movement for a watch of this character. Reach out to Team Mosso of thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details of this Breitling Avenger Seawolf.